Hey, it's Grant from Grant Bakes, and in today's video, I'm showing you how to make a sourdough version of chocolate conchas, the famous Mexican sweetbread that has a characteristic sweet, crunchy, shell-shaped topping, which pairs perfectly with the soft, pillowy, fluffy interior of this sweetbread. Since I've only made sourdough conchas a few times, I thought I'd bring in an expert. Daniel from the YouTube channel A Need to Bake generously agreed to share his recipe with us.
Hello, my name is Daniel Hernandez from A Need to Bake. Conchas are the most iconic sweet bread of Mexico. Conchas are super soft, delicious, and they have a sweet flavored topping that everyone loves. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe.
To start this recipe, I make a steep sourdough starter at 50% hydration with 25 grams of water, 25 grams of sourdough starter, and 50 grams of bread flour. I mix all the ingredients until I get a stiff ball of dough. I use low hydration sourdough starters when I make sweetbreads to have a better flavor. I let the sourdough starter proof for about 4 to 8 hours or until it doubles in size. To make the dough, I mix in a stand mixer 240 grams of milk, 2 eggs, 10 grams of salt, 100 grams of sugar, and the sourdough starter with 500 grams of bread flour.
I just wanted to let you know that I put the stand mixer on low and medium speed just to bring the dough together and transform it from a shaggy clump of dough into a cohesive mass of dough. Then the dough is ready for the last ingredient.
I add 125 grams of butter at room temperature cut in pieces. I mix until the dough starts to pull off the walls of the bowl and it is elastic and shiny. Then I make a ball of dough and place it in a proofing container, and then I let proof in the fridge overnight.
Grant here again. Before I moved the dough to the fridge, I actually let it rise at room temperature for about 8 hours, just to get some bubbles in there and get the fermentation going. Then I moved it to the fridge, ready for the overnight rest.
I usually go ahead and prepare the sweet toppings for the conchas at this point. Combine in a bowl 120 grams of vegetable shortening, 120 grams of powdered sugar, and 120 grams of all-purpose flour. I use my hands to combine all the ingredients until I have a dough that has the consistency of Play-Doh.
Okay, why did that look so dark and chocolatey? Well, I decided to do a double batch of chocolate topping instead of half vanilla and half chocolate like Daniel was suggesting. So I changed things up a little bit and did a full chocolate batch. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and then 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Then I mixed everything together with a fork until it became kind of like clumpy sand, and then with my hands I squeezed around in there until it became more like Play-Doh. The vegetable shortening will eventually absorb that powder, giving you a Play-Doh-like consistency in your dough that looks something like this. So I moved my double batch of chocolate topping into some plastic wrap, then I rolled it up a little bit to get a log, and then I moved that to the fridge for its overnight rest as well.
The next morning, I take the dough out of the fridge and divide it in 16 equal pieces. To shape the conchas, I make balls with the dough, and I place them separated on 2 prepared baking sheets. I rub some oil on my dough balls so my dough doesn't dry up, and then I cover the dough with the sweet toppings. I divide each sweet topping in 8 equal pieces. And I use a tortilla press to make little discs with the dough. If you don't have a tortilla press, you can do it by hand. Just work the dough into a disc shape and place it on the dough. Repeat the same process with the rest of the sweet topping. To cut the shell pattern on top of your bread, you can use a concha cutter that you can buy on Amazon, or use a pizza cutter to make any pattern you like. Cover the conchas with plastic wrap or a plastic lid and let the bread proof in a warm place for about 8 hours or until they double in size. Place the bread in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes or until your bread is golden brown. Enjoy!
These sourdough conchas were absolutely amazing. They had a sweet, chocolatey, sugary, crunchy topping that contrasted perfectly with the soft, fluffy interior of the sweetbread. And the inside is perfectly sweetened. It's not overly sweet, it's not undersweet, it's just right. If you've never bought one of these sweetbreads from your local Mexican market, you could do that, but it might be better just to make these. If you're into sourdough, go ahead and check out A Need to Bake's YouTube channel for more recipes like this one, and stay subscribed to Grant Bakes for more sourdough recipes and tips. I'll see you in the next video.
I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and I invite you to check out my channel and my website. I have more than 150 sourdough recipes, and they are all free for you to bake at home. So enjoy!